What's going on, folks? How y'all doing? Why are people requesting up? I haven't even been on 44 seconds yet. That's crazy. That's wild. Hey, everyone. Let's chat. Sure, we can chat when I bring up guests in a few minutes. But I'm not trying to start my live and then 10 seconds later get a guest up. You have to be a little calmer than that. If you're not, that's okay too. Oh no, I forgot to plug this thing in. Ah! Usually keep that plugged in too. It'll start in a sec. Mm. See, a lot of people saying finally they caught my live. That's good. Yeah, seen two people do that. I used to be on live pretty much like every day, but I've been kind of slowing down lately. So maybe we'll have a pick back up soon. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a pick back up soon. Who knows? You never know. But I'm glad y'all are here. I think I saw who is it? I see Mike and I see VB. You like my podcast? I'm glad to hear that. That's really awesome. Thanks for whoever sent that heart, by the way. Oh, CH, I appreciate that. All right, so let's get these headphones in. Ow! Did you guys hear that? My shoulder just popped. Holy crap! My shoulder just popped. That's wild. I'm old. I'm old. Well, for you guys that are just catching my live for the first time, I appreciate y'all. Again, we are just getting this thing started. I got to get everything wound up and moving. That way, we start getting into some debates, hopefully. And we're just chilling out. We're gonna make a time of it. We're gonna let Ryan run the party. Okay. Looks like Ari's in here too. In case y'all don't know, Ari's the one that's actually in charge. I would say it's tennis shoulder, but it's my other shoulder. Because I swing the racket with my right arm. By the way, I hurt my shoulder like hell last time too. I hurt it so bad. Oh my god! I went to reach for a forehand, and I was just like, nope, that ain't gonna happen. My daughter actually, we're betting. She already has the restaurant she wants to go to if she beats me. She has to beat me this Wednesday. If she can beat me, then she gets to pick where we have dinner. So, so it should be interesting. If you guys are over on the TikTokies, can you tap that screen over there? I appreciate you. If you over there on the tubes, hit that thumbs up button. Don't let her. I would never let my daughter win, ever. You must not even know me. I've never let my daughter win anything in her entire life. She's beaten me in things, but I've never let her win. Mm. There's no freebies. There's no freebies in my house. There's no freebies in my house. When you beat me, it's because you legitimately beat me. Okay? What good is winning if you find out later that somebody just let you win? That ruins the entire point of winning. When she beats me, it's going to be because she beats me fair and square, no questions asked. Okay? And then she's going to she's going to know that it was for real, you know? How old is she? She's 15. I'm pretty sure that's the same age like Coco Gauff beat Venus Williams, okay? So, I think she can figure out how to beat her dad on her own, you know? And I'm not even a tennis player. I'm learning too, okay? I'm learning too. Just me being a member for 14 months. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, we just don't give away free wins over here. We let people earn their wins. But she's a teenager and I'm old. So this really shouldn't be too just being honest. She's in peak parts of her life and I'm in declining ones, okay? I'm literally like at pretty much the best known age for when people actually have a crisis for how old they are. You know what I'm saying? Like it's famously well known how people have a crisis when they're my age because of how old they are, you know? What am I doing? No. Am I going to buy a Camaro? No, I'm not going to do that. All right. I'm just going to try to beat my daughter in tennis. I think that's a lot easier. All right, y'all. Now phone lines are open. Now guest request box is open. If you'd like to, if you still support Trump, if you're still a conservative, if you're still a Republican that's still supporting this administration, call in, join the guest request box so we can have a conversation. For everyone else, please, again, tap that screen, hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to support the live, VJ, thank you so much for the sparkles. I see that. There's gifting over there. I really appreciate that. Of course, memberships, gifted memberships. Pay links are at Polypolitics, just like my name. And are in my link tree in my bio, so I appreciate that. But it's just like my name. And I need 2 hearts from one person to clear that off my gift gallery. I think I only have 3 things left in my gift gallery, too. So, pretty good stuff. Pretty easy stuff.
Have you ever pooped on your hand and then smear it on the wall to make a poop smiley face on the wall?
Yes.
Really?
Anyways. Yeah, all the time, actually. Yeah. One of my favorite things to do. I don't know. Apparently somebody's watching outside of my window. Hello, how are you? Hello? All right. Well, that's 0 for 2, striking out for the first 2 callers. We'll see if we get somebody better in here. Yeah, do it all the time. Yeah, that's actually one of my hobbies. Yeah, is doing that. I'm not even 100% sure what they said. But whatever it is, like 100% Sure. Who hasn't? Exactly. Who hasn't? Sorry, I didn't know we were in a live with a bunch of people that don't live life over here. Okay? I thought I was in the company of like-minded people. Hello, how are you?
Hey man, how's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
36.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I don't know if I as much support him as I think he's the lesser of the two evils.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, it makes no sense. No, not at all, actually. How is he how is somebody who enriched himself more than any other president, is a literal felon, has been adjudicated as sexual assault? How is he the lesser of two evils in any situation? He's not the lesser of two evils if you're comparing him with just evil.
Well, I think anyone who pardons a man who knowingly knew the virus was created in a lab and told us otherwise, and also helped fund the virus, and that administrator pardoned him, I can't stand with that administration. So Trump is messing up.
Except for that stuff didn't happen.
You can literally go to Fauci's own emails. He knew in 2020 that the virus was created in a lab, and he told us that it was from a bat and a pangolin. And then it comes out he funded a lot of.
There's no evidence for either one of those things. It either could
I
have been
actually
from
have
the
it on my
lab.
computer.
Sure,
I have it on my computer.
Sure.
Yeah,
Where can I find it?
It was in the congressional meeting that they had.
Where can I find it, sir?
Yeah, so it might be. Can I go on mute for a bit? I gotta open up my computer.
You could just tell me where to find it. You pulling it up on your computer doesn't help anybody see it. I can just do it.
Yeah, so it was in the congressional Congress meeting that was held with guy, I can't remember the dude's name, but they pulled up his email and it showed that he knew that the virus was created in a lab, and then he told us that it wasn't created in a lab.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
If the virus was created in a lab or came from a bat, how does that change anything?
Yeah, because if he knew that it was created in a lab and he told us something otherwise,
no. Listen to what I'm saying. Millions of people died, whether it was created in a lab or it came from someplace else. Why does that change anything on how you treat it?
Because one political party pardoned a man who outright lied to us.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. So let's try this again, okay? I'm really trying to ask this as directly as I possibly can, and this will be the third time that I'm asking this question. I'm asking for a direct answer. People fucking died, okay? His job was the response to it. Why does where it came from even change the response?
It changes our posture on how we react to it.
How?
If we think it's from a bat and a pangolin, you take different responses. If you know it's from
what's the difference in the responses?
The way that you know the virus is going to mutate between people.
No, hold on. No. It could be created in a lab and do the exact same type of mutations that it did if it came from a bat. That doesn't change anything, because if it was in a lab, it literally could be created with an unlimited amount of ability to mutate. So therefore, what is the difference in the response?
I think there's absolutely a big difference in response.
Then will you please explain it to me?
If you're trying to chase down a rabbit hole going to the left, yet you're going to the right, it's not only do you need to shut down the wet markets, not only where should we focus our center.
We shut down everything We shut down everything from China due to Fauci's response to it. So why does it matter if it came from China in a lab or from a bat if we shut down everything from China?
Well, you got to know how to respond to it. If it's from a lab versus from a
what is the difference in the response between a lab and a bat?
I'm not a professional in it.
My only position what I'm saying, sir. So you don't have any clue, but you know who is a professional on it, sir?
But why would he tell us it was created?
Do you know who is a professional on it, sir?
That's the problem, dude. You listen to so-called professionals that lie to you.
Sir, I'm sorry. Maybe my question didn't come through clear.
I didn't even vote for the last guy.
I don't give a shit whether you voted. I'm asking you a very
the problem is we keep finding.
Shh. You have for somebody who didn't vote and has so many opinions, you have a very, very hard time answering very, very direct questions. Okay, you're not a professional on it. Who is a professional on it?
Not Dr. Fauci, or if he
It
is,
is actually Dr. Fauci, who
He's
someone
a
who spent his
criminal.
entire fucking life actually studying these types of things and played on those plans and responses for these exact things. So you're saying you with no professional experience, someone that has no idea what the even difference would be, right? The difference would be between a virus placed in one spot or a virus coming from another spot, who has no idea if there's any difference, says that somebody that, that fucking who is Dr. Fauci even appointed under?
He was appointed under the previous administration.
Oh, he was? So he
Yeah.
didn't serve under Trump?
Well, he did, but Trump
Oh.
had inherited him.
Oh. When did Fauci get his job? Let's see. He joined the National Institute of Health in 1968, right? So when COVID hit, who was president?
Trump was president when COVID hit.
Oh, gotcha. So he was literally under Donald Trump. Donald Trump followed his instructions. So you're saying that somebody, he did what? You still haven't even told me. First of all, I've seen those emails and I watched that entire congressional hearing. It doesn't say anything close to what you said, right? So that was a lie to begin with. But shush.
I followed his. Doesn't mean I did that.
Shush. I'm in the middle of a sentence. Thank you. First of all, I read these emails and I watched that entire congressional hearing, and none of what you said actually existed. But even if it did exist, that doesn't change your response to it whatsoever. And even if he did say that in an email, that would be him going off of the best knowledge that they had. Okay, there was a whole bunch of stuff that was handled very incorrectly with COVID on both sides, right? And I'm not going to say that there wasn't, all right? But you guys trying so hard to blame Fauci, okay, for the decisions made by Trump and Biden, right? While literally Donald Trump dismantled the entire pandemic response team before we even got to that point. Literally, Donald Trump dismantled the entire pandemic response team before this thing even happened, which means that Fauci was literally put in a position to not have all of the tools at his disposal to begin with, where Dr. Fauci was literally given a presidential medal of commendation for getting the vaccine out so fast, and you all are trying so hard to demean this guy because of the failures of Donald Trump. The Republicans are trying to do all of that, all right, to demean freaking Donald Trump, as Donald Trump literally goes off, sells away our entire country for his own benefit, fucking forgives people who do sexual assault, people who commit fraud, freaking people who commit treason against the United States, while he literally does all of that, and you want to sit here and worry about fucking Dr. Fauci. The pandemic stopped spreading fucking years ago. Get over it, dude. Seriously. Y'all couldn't fucking point out the scientific method if I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and y'all are trying to fucking say something wrong with fucking Fauci, dude. Unmute your microphone.
Dude, does it make you feel strong that you have to mute people you're talking to and talk over them?
Does it make you feel like a little bitch when that happens to you?
You did. It doesn't make me feel like a little bitch at all.
Then why are you sitting here whining about it?
You're the one that feels like
Then
the bitch.
why are you sitting here whining about it?
You have to talk over me because we talk over each other. Then why are we talking?
See, this is why you get muted, because you act like a child.
See how it doesn't work? You see, if I talk over.
Nope. See how that doesn't work?
We can't have a conversation.
Screaming and yelling on my live doesn't work, and I just mute you. Sir, I would love to have an adult conversation with an adult.
You're right.
But you're sitting there only talking when I'm talking, talking when I'm talking, and screaming into the microphone. Means that you get muted. Do you see how that works, sir? Sir, I can do this so much faster than you can talk. So if you want to talk like an adult, then we can talk like an adult. If you don't want to do that, then we can do this all fucking day, sir.
Now, can I talk? Is that okay, or are you going to mute me?
Sir, you see how I'm not talking
You just
anymore?
spent a whole hour.
That's your cue to talk. You know, we learned this in like kindergarten. You know how you don't study that like epidemiology for like a living?
All right, peace out, man. Have a good day. You're going to mute me like a bitch. Goodbye.
Bye. Bro, you think that I care that you're here because you're too fragile to wait till I'm finished talking when I want to say one sentence before screaming into the microphone. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to leave. Dude, I don't care. Go away. I was having a much better time before you were here. You guys have literally cried and whined so hard about Dr. Fauci. It's fucking pathetic. It's the most sad thing that I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. That dude is 85 years old, spent his entire fucking life dedicated to public service. But hey, I asked you where your proof was. You had no fucking proof, did you? I asked you if you knew what the difference between the two, what the two things are. You didn't have a clue. All right? You just want to sit here and whine because your president is a fucking failure. Your entire party is a failure. Gas prices are through the roof. Grocery prices are through the fucking roof. You started a war after they said no wars. So now what are you doing? Going back to whine about someone who made no decisions at all, who's 85 years old. You guys voted for a bunch of people who literally sat there as fucking Fauci pled the fifth and cried and whined like a little bitch in front of him the entire fucking time. Okay? Literally cried and whined in front of him the entire fucking time. Right? And then I tell you guys all the time, I have a MAGA account. My entire MAGA account is people just being like, oh, Fauci, oh, Fauci, oh, Fauci. Donald Trump is protecting people who traffic fucking children. And the Republicans in Congress are going after Fauci. I'm sorry, maybe you guys didn't hear me. Donald Trump is protecting people who fucking traffic children. And you think I give a fuck about Fauci? Donald Trump made over $2 billion last year by selling off things from America, selling off access to the U.S. president to places like Saudi Arabia and UAE. And you think I give a shit about Fauci? Y'all are literally grasping at every fucking straw that you can to find some semblance of legitimacy. Okay? That's why you guys went after Comey. That's why you guys went after Letitia James. That's why you're going after Fauci. That's why you went after Hunter Biden. Okay? Because you guys have to go after every single person who's not the guy you voted for, who's sitting in the fucking White House right now. You guys are just a giant fucking cope. Okay? You guys are a giant fucking cope. It's just another distraction from the fucking Epstein files. All right, y'all. We're about to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Ryan, thank you so much for the $2 super chats and conspiracy theory nut job. That's all they are now, dude. That's all they are is conspiracy theory nut jobs. It's insane. You know, if you guys like support, I do have super chats. I do have gifting over there. I'm also still looking for 2 hearts over on TikTok from one person, so I can clear that off the gift gallery. I only have 3 things left on the gift gallery over there, y'all. So if you guys would like to help me clear off those last 3 things, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday, all right? Thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you?
Good evening. How's it going?
It's going great. How old are you?
I'm 51.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, I don't, but I would like to ask you a question, and I'll continue listening to your show. I'm a fan of your show.
What's up?
Why do people still blame Fauci when we literally had a pandemic unit created by the Obama administration after the Ebola outbreak, and it was disbanded by that old orange turd in the White House?
I'll ask a better question for any of those people who are just like trolling in my chat right now. I have a great question for y'all. Can you please tell me one decision Fauci made? Can anyone in my entire chat? I know y'all ain't gonna call in. Y'all are scared. You're not gonna join the guest request box. That's fine. Can any of y'all tell me one decision that Fauci made? Anyone? 6 feet was a recommendation. That's not an order whatsoever. Wear a mask, recommendation. Still not an order, not a binding law, not anything that happened. Nothing forced you to do any of that shit. Fauci closed schools. Okay, cool. Can you please explain to me how Fauci had the ability? Oh, I didn't mean for you to hang up. Had the ability to close schools? Can you please show me where he had the power to close schools? You'll call in. The number's on the screen. You can call in. Educate myself. No, that's what schools should have done for you. Okay? Fauci didn't have the ability to close schools. Here's the funny reason because schools are owned by the state. Fauci didn't even work for the state. He was a literal advisor. Do you know what an advisor is? Anybody? I'll give you guys a hint. It's somebody who advises. It's somebody who advises. They advised the president. He advised Donald Trump. He advised Joe Biden. The people that made the decisions were Joe Biden and Donald Trump because they're the elected officials. They are each the president. If you have a problem with anything that was happening, they're the issue. Okay? It's not that fucking difficult. You guys are scapegoating and coping so bad. It's so sad.
I'll understand if it wasn't the law, then why?
I'm sorry. Did I say hello to you yet?
I don't care.
Okay, then leave.
I don't care.
Then leave.
Okay, fine. Fuck you.
Bye. Guys, it is so easy to go, hello, how are you? It's like the easiest thing in the world. I know you guys weren't raised with parents that loved you, okay? That's how you end up as MAGA, is you just were raised without parents that loved you, okay? But when you come up on my live, you say, hello, how are you? Hi. How are you? All right. This is what happens when your parents were related. Okay? This is what happens. You don't know how to do like simple things like hello when you answer the phone. Okay? Just little simple things like that. I will literally talk to you guys about anything. I'll let you say damn near anything, but you have to do two things. One, you have to say hello like a fucking decent human being. And two, okay, you can't yell over me when I'm talking. That's it. It's like the simplest rules ever. It's like the simplest rules ever. Hi, how are you? And if you say something, come with receipts. If you're going to say some crazy shit, come with receipts. That's all. TLC, thank you so much for the hearts. I really appreciate you. And Electric, thank you so much for the hearts. All right, well, the last two have to be by one person so I can clear it off my gift gallery, okay? I only have 3 more things left over there. I have flying jets. I have the 2 parts from one person. I have one other one. I don't know what it is. I don't remember what it is. Oh, somebody just sent the heart. Electric, thank you so much. Fireworks and flying jets. That's all we got. Oh, God. I think if you guys are calling in, I think my thing might be a little broken again. It does that from time to time, where it doesn't like that. It's hanging up on a bunch of people again. If you guys have been calling in and saying it's busy, it might actually have been my call-in queue. I'm not sure. It does that sometimes. I had to turn it off. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Glad you learned some manners. How old are you?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. How are the children?
Awesome. How old are you?
Is the wife doing all right?
Last chance.
Is the weather good where you?
Do. So easy. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I think my auto screen is kicking people. That's okay. Anyways, yeah, it's okay, guys. Nobody voted for Plattner. He was removed before the election. Y'all are tripping on Plattner now? It is crazy to me, dude. Y'all are absolutely wild. Like, really, y'all amuse me. I will say that. Like I said, I have a MAGA account on TikTok, and it's so great. And I just cruise through it all the time. It's so much fun. Tara, thank you so much for the fireworks. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. W's the chat for Tara. Yeah, y'all are just tripping out so bad. And now y'all got in your head something with the vaccine, which is just crazy. Hey, just thought I'd let you know, nobody cares whether you got the vaccine or not. Either way, I just thought I'd let you know that. Either way, nobody gives a shit. The guy you voted for is vaccinated with all his boosters. All right. And y'all sit there and fucking worship him. Uh-huh. He's vaccinated with all of his boosters and y'all sit there and worship him. Oh, and guess what? He also votes mail-in. He also votes mail-in. Did you know that? Yeah, he's vaccinated and he votes mail-in. And y'all just march your little asses out there. Just, oh, I'm dumb. I support Trump, but I don't have that vaccinated blood. Y'all are so fucking dumb. Literally, the reason the vaccine got here so fast was because of Trump. Dr. Fauci got the Presidential Commendation Medal because of Trump. He's been vaccinated and multiple boosters, and y'all still sit there and fucking worship him while doing that shit. Fauci's awesome. Fauci did great. Fauci did fucking excellent. Okay? Fauci did fucking excellent. Okay? No, according to the National Institute of Medicine, yeah, there was like 50 something deaths in the entire United States that were even close to related to freaking COVID vaccine deaths. Yeah. He did a great job. Okay? He did a great job. Look at any fucking hospital in the United States. All right? Look at any hospital in the United States. Okay? And they'll tell you. Fauci recommended to government leaders lockdown measures by closing schools. Yeah, hey, Snowbird. I tried to explain this to you earlier. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe you don't get it. Recommended. All right. Hey, for the class out there, Snowbird's having a hard time with the English language. What does the word recommended mean? I need you to go ahead and Google that, okay? We usually learn it in school, but it's okay. Can we get huge W's in the chat for Shay for the flying jets clearing out the entire fucking gift gallery over here? Can we get big W's in the chat for Shay for that? Can we get huge W's in the chat for Shay for those flying jets? Holy shit. That is absolutely huge. That is absolutely huge. Guys, I'm not going to lie. TikTok is over here whooping y'all's ass over here. Danny, thank you so much for the makeup brush. And Susan, thank you so much. And Mister, thank you so much for the Unk Alert. TikTok is whooping y'all's ass over here, YouTube. We've seen one super chat. By the way, thank you, Ryu. They're whooping y'all ass in here. All right. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Oh, how old do I need to be?
Sir, how old are you?
18.
Awesome. What year were you born?
Does it matter? Why do you need to know?
Last chance.
Why?
For terms of service.
Okay, 2006 then?
2006.
I don't know.
What year did you graduate high school?
What happens if I'm still in high school?
Are you 18 and still in high school?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm good, man. Bye. These are the easy questions. These are the easy questions. All right. We're not even at the hard ones yet. 2006 was good though. I like that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 24.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh yeah, man, he the man.
I mean, he is a man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man, I just like his whole like attitude to the office and shit, man. Like, if you really think about it, like he kind of changed the game.
You're correct. He did change the game. I will agree with you on that. There has never been a president that had this much fraud and corruption in the White House, and that is game changing.
But like, if you think about it, like there has been fraud in the White House before and shit. But he's just like totally like, yeah, I'd be doing that shit.
Awesome. And where else was there fraud in the White House?
Oh, I mean, shit, you got Richard Nixon, you got who man, you know, with the Bushes and shit, man, with the industrial complex,
Hmm.
you know. Yeah, man, it goes way back. You got Obama and shit, you know.
What did Obama do?
Man, you know, he was pouring all that money into Africa and shit with the AIDS.
He was pulling all that money into Africa and shit with the AIDS. I'm sorry. You're going to have to be a little bit more specific on that.
Yeah, man, he was paying for the Muslims for them to read the comics about trannies and shit. That was his idea.
Have you lost your whole mind or just half of it?
Man, I saw it on the Alex Jones, man. It's got to be true.
You know, Alex Jones says not to support Trump anymore.
No shit, man. Really? Because I think he bought by Israel now.
Trump? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that. But if you think about it, man, they the Holy Land, man. We got to take care of their asses.
Why?
Because, man, they in the middle of a bunch of people that don't like them.
Technically, they're on the edge of the people that don't like them.
Man, oh yeah, that's a good point. But they bordered by a lot of different countries that ain't liking them and shit.
How is that my problem?
Well, I mean, it's like if you look at the populations of countries and shit, like we got some of the, besides Israel, I'm pretty sure we're like second in like Jewish people.
How is that my problem?
Because, man, they are people, man. We got to take care of them, man.
They
got
people.
a lot.
You know who else are people? All the countries that, that have been in civil war in Africa, the Rwandan genocide, when we kind of, turned our head and just completely ignored all the people there, right? And they were in the middle of a country where nobody around them liked them, right? Ukraine is literally under attack right now, and Donald Trump has shut off, aid to them and had to restart it and then started selling them stuff, won't sell them certain things, right? The Palestinians are literally under attack right now by the Israelis every single day. Right? Should we not be helping them? There's so many different examples of people across the entire, planet that are under attack or around people they don't like. Why should I be specific about that one? Why should I care more about the one that actually has like the strongest military of all of them, has one of the strongest intelligence agencies of all of them?
Well, with the Palestinians, just to get crystal clear, man, they could go anywhere else, man. They surrounded by a bunch of Muslim countries. They could go somewhere else.
Okay,
But they just choose
why can't
they
the
just
Israelis
choose
go
to piss
someplace
off
else?
Jews. They don't got nowhere to go, man.
Why not?
Because, man, they'll cut their motherfucking head off. Shit, man, think about it, man. You remember the
Yeah, I
40s?
am thinking about it, sir. You know they haven't had a country for that long, right?
The Israel?
Yeah,
They've been around for like 70 years or some shit.
that's not that long. My grandma's older than that.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit. All right. I mean, I don't know how that's an argument. Like, they a sovereign state and shit, man.
Of course, they're a sovereign state. I don't even disagree with the fact they should be a sovereign state. My disagreement comes with the fact that they're bombing hospitals, they're committing a genocide in the Arab lands, and for some reason, we feel the need to give them more money and weapons. That's where I have a problem. If they just wanted to be a sovereign state and mind their own fucking business and not go out fucking murdering children, then honestly, couldn't really give a shit. They can fucking do all of that stuff, right? But my problem is that we're providing the money, we're providing the weapons for them to go out and bomb hospitals. All right, for them to start wars and drag us into it. Okay, that's where my issue comes in. You see the difference?
Yeah, I do, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of fucked up, man. This Iran shit got me paying all this gas and stuff. I ain't fucking with all that. So yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Trump. He said he was gonna make gas prices cheaper, and they've only gone up. That ain't good.
No, that's not good, and it's all by choice.
Yeah, man, we didn't have to do all that, you know. But I will say, man, another thing I kind of support him on is the immigration, man. I think that's a good thing. We got to make sure, like, you know, I think, are we like net negative or net zero immigration right now or something like that?
Yeah, but how is that a good thing?
Well, because like, I don't know if you've been reading the news in like Europe and shit, but like, there's a lot of bad motherfuckers just coming up in there in their countries, you know, raping their peoples, murdering motherfuckers. Like, come on now, man. We can't be having all that.
There's a lot of Americans that are doing that to Americans right now. So what should we do about that?
Yeah, but here's the difference, right? It's like they have a preferential treatment of their people. I feel like when the immigrants, man, they're like, you know, they ain't killing each other. They're killing us. They're killing other folk.
Sir, what are you talking about? The violent crime rate with immigrants is 30 times less than American citizens.
Okay, you gotta be. I want you to argue with me in good faith, right? I wasn't talking about
faith.
No. I'm talking about in Europe. I was bringing that up. You didn't.
What
you didn't
country
talk
in
about
Europe?
the United Kingdom.
Yeah, the UK. It's actually more. The gap is actually higher.
Did you not read the rape report, the rape gang? Sorry if that's against your terms.
Absolutely, I did. Yeah, if you're talking about the one that went around Twitter or X, that was not confirmed by any police agency in the UK. Was fought against by, if you actually look at any of the police data from the UK, it actually all goes against that. Now, if you're talking about the one that went viral on X, then yeah, that says a whole bunch of horrible shit, but that has no accuracy and was not confirmed by any type of police data.
But listen, man, you're gonna have to do better than that, right? Because I got
you have to do better than that. Show me data that says I'm wrong.
I can just say, look at the report, right?
I did look at the report, sir. The report, okay, isn't backed by any police data. Have you read the report, or did you just see? Okay, cool. Then where in that data did it show anything about police reporting for sexual assault in there?
Yo, why these motherfuckers talking to me on the they going after my account and shit, man?
Ain't nobody going after your account, sir.
Tell these people to chill the fuck out.
Sir, I'm not telling anybody anything.
All right, man, because I'm being pretty polite, I feel like.
I didn't say you weren't. You're the one who brought up other people.
No, I was saying someone just DM me and shit.
All right, give me your digits then.
All right, anyway. Yeah. I mean, yo, man, these people being mean to me and shit. All right, man, I'm gonna head out, man. It's some bullshit. But I'm gonna read up on that report. You know, man. Maybe you was right about that. I hadn't read enough on it and shit. But man, your motherfucking audience is mean, man.
Sir, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. but I'm just used to them being mean to me. So that's it. Just you have to harden up if you're gonna be on here, man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey man, keep it real, man. Keep spreading the word. Good truths and shit. And have a blessed night, my nigga.
You too. You too, I guess, bro. By the way, that entire thing that he's talking about right there, and I'll just toss up on the screen for a quick second because it has some language in there. It said, is the number of girls that were sexually assaulted in the UK by grooming gangs definitely find it's 250,000? No, that's not true. That figure is an extrapolation using an unclear methodology based on data from smaller computers that headline grabbing scandals. It is not an actual count of sexual assault cases in the United Kingdom. That was the report that he was talking about that the right has used as saying that the UK is some XYZ, blah, 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 whatever. So just thought I'd let you know. Anyways, if you guys still support Trump or you're still conservative in any way, you can call in or join the guest request box. If you'd like to support the live, like I said, I do have super chats and pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. I can probably toss that up there. So if you guys like support, it would really, really mean a lot to me. It does help to keep the lights on and the lights going. And the lights on and the show going. So I really appreciate y'all. And we're going to keep this thing going. Oh, I didn't actually put it on the screen. I said I was going to and then forgot to do it. Ha
Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Are you? Sorry, that's what it sounded like you said. What'd you say? Sorry.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. And how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I support his hair loss journey because I think in his elderly age, you should support him.
I'm sorry, what?
I support his hair loss journey.
His hair loss journey?
Yeah, because he's like wearing wigs and shit.
You're just a big fan of wigs?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's your thing, dude. All right, Andy's gone. I guess he's a big fan of wigs. And you know what? I'm okay with that. You know? There's not a lot of good reasons to support Donald Trump. But if you're gonna have one, I guess wigs isn't the worst one, right? I guess wigs isn't the worst one. You know, he has a hair loss journey. He has a wives loss journey too. Tim, thank you so much for the clapping seal. Gotcha. Thank you so much for the W over there. And Mister, thank you so much for the Uncle Alert too. I appreciate that. I guess that's the one reason. Like, I really like bad tans, comb overs, and bro, you're still here, SM. You notice how I've had 3 other guests on the show after you, and all of them got to talk? Every single one of them I had a full conversation with. Every single one of them didn't get cut off. Not a single one of them got muted. Not a single one of them did any of that stuff. Not one. Yet somehow you're the only one that happened to. Maybe it's you. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello, whoever's on the line. I don't want to call out your phone number because And it's gone. That's okay. Well, here, if that's the case, then I'll just do it all the way then. Boop. And now you're muted for the entire life. Anyways. It's just so crazy to just be like, hey, everyone else has a perfect conversation with you, but I couldn't, so therefore you're weak. Like, bro, maybe you should just grow up here. Maybe you should just grow up here. Captain Obvious, thank you so much for the $2 super chats. And hearing MAGA cry is the best medicine for my cold. Oh, I'm sorry you have a cold. Can we get hearts in the chat for Captain Obvious who has a cold? Colds suck. I bet you it's probably a man cold too. Isn't that horrible? Which I don't know if you know this or not, is so much worse than any other cold. I don't know if you know that or not. Yeah, a man cold is so much worse. It's the truth. Can't help it. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, you're not on the line anymore. Yeah, there's also a MAGA cold too. Yeah. I assume that that's reflecting pool adjacent. I don't know what that actually means. I'm just being dumb. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm like 32.
You're like 32 or you are 32?
Like 31 and a half. I wasn't really good with numbers growing up.
I mean, I can totally get that, man, but I think age should be one that you might want to consider, going towards. But anyways, do you still support Trump?
Well, I just had a couple questions for you. I mean, sort of. I was seeing if you could like change my mindset on it.
Oh, probably not. But I can answer your questions probably.
What was your opinion about the White House fights?
Oh, dumb.
Dumb? Okay. So I'm a big UFC fan personally, but I kind of felt it was kind of silly too.
Yeah, I actually used to be a very, very big UFC fan, to be completely honest with you. Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like, I don't know. They said, oh, yeah, Dana's going to pay for it out of his, pocket. And I don't think he did. I think he got swept under the rug. And I just,
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You're pausing and I'm thinking you're done. I'm not meaning to cut you off.
You're good.
Well, real quick, I want to respond a little bit more to what you said. But when I stopped watching UFC, I don't remember. It's Derek. No, it's not Derek. Is it Derek? I can see the fighter's name and I can't remember his I can see his face. I can't remember his name for some reason. Bald head dude, black dude. Anyways.
Derek Lewis?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
The black dude.
Thank you. I remember him being at a fight, him winning a fight, and Dana White shoved a microphone in his face. Or shoved a phone in his face, and it was Trump. And you could tell, like, he just didn't want to talk. Like, he just want to fight. And Dana was just forcing him to talk to Trump because Trump had called or whatever. And I was like, well, that's not right. And I don't think that it's right that the fighters, like, if the fighters want to support Trump, then that's fine. That's their own prerogative. But if they don't, they shouldn't be forced to do it just because they're in the UFC. And at that point, I just stopped watching UFC. I was like, I really can't be a part of a sport that's this partisan.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I really like Derek Lewis for his ability to just not really give a shit. Like the my balls was hot comment, that was really funny. His post-fight interview, he just doesn't care, and that's what I like about him. And I guess I could say I like that about Trump as well. But I think you had a guy on here earlier recently. I don't know if it was the foreign-sounding guy or the Moja guy, but I kind of agree with him on the keeping people out of the country comment.
Why?
I just feel like there's a lot of people in here that shouldn't be here, and they're kind of taking my job away. Like, I had a job at Family Dollar for 3 years, and they hired a Mexican guy for $2 less. Did their revenue go up? Yes, but at the end of the day, he stole my job.
Well, first of all, sir, if Family Dollar is hiring them, I assume that they are legally here to work. So that's not anybody that Donald Trump is getting rid of.
They do some sketchy shit. Their clearance aisle is not even clearance.
Well, I mean, most stores have shady clearance aisles. That's a lot different from hiring somebody that is undocumented versus somebody that's documented. But if you're working for a major company like Family Dollar, which they are, okay, they're only hiring people that are.
Sounds cool and everything, but it's just not real. Like,
well,
you're
it is
good with
real.
words. Don't get me wrong, but it's not real, dude.
But it is. First of all, sir, let me also be clear with my second point, which is that if an undocumented immigrant takes your job, it wasn't your job to begin with. If you're telling me somebody who doesn't speak English or barely speaks English, travels, walks, thousands of miles with their family in order to get a job, and they still want to do their job after that, then I'm sorry, that wasn't really your job to begin with, dude.
Why do they got to walk thousands of miles to our country? Dude? Like, what's so bad about their country? They got the same sunlight we got.
I mean, what was so bad about England that that British settlers had to come here?
I don't know. I wasn't fucking born yet. I only know shapes and colors.
And
dude.
you weren't born in Venezuela or Honduras or any other country that people are coming from either. People migrate places to try to make a better life, and that's how the entire United States exists right now, based off of the fact that Europeans, right, were wanting to come here to make a better life.
I migrated from Family Dollar to Dollar General, and it really wasn't much better. So I don't really see the purpose.
Maybe you should work on jobs that like aren't dollar store based. Maybe you'll do a lot better.
Well, I can't help it. My baby mama, she gets fired, and I got to go with her, and
you got to go with her to get fired?
Taking my job. That's all I got to say, man.
No, they're not. Not only are immigrants not taking your job, but we have multiple studies that show in places where the highest level of deportations have happened, where Americans have lost jobs on average by a long shot. Oh, he left. Captain Obvious. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Immediately after. They took our jobs. Guys, I'm truly sorry about this. Okay. But if an undocumented immigrant travels all that way, barely speaks English, if speaks English at all, and doesn't know the language, and is working without paperwork and all that sort of stuff, and that person takes your job, then you didn't deserve your job. Okay. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything, but if your Dollar General job gets jacked, then what have the Republicans been telling us for all these years? What have the Republicans been telling us all the years? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Okay? Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. All right? That'll help. Hello, how are you?
Hey.
Hi, how old are you?
37.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because I'm in the military.
So what?
Well, he got rid of trans people.
And how did that help you?
Well, they're non-deployable.
And how did that help you?
They're non-deployable.
It's not what I asked you.
Well, I mean, you can't train with people that are non-deployable.
How did that help you?
I train with people now that are deployable.
So you were training with people that were not deployable before?
Correct.
That's a lie.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Were you in the military?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What branch?
Yeah, not important, sir. What branch were you in?
Air Force. Still in.
You're still in, and you're a
Yep.
TAC P.
Yep.
That's interesting. You're a TAC P, which
do you
means
know what
that
that
you
is?
train with. Yes, I do.
Oh,
a
you
TAC
do?
P is a JTAC, like you have in your name. You made it pretty clear, didn't you?
That's awesome. You know that.
Yeah. It's actually Air Force Special Forces that are primarily deployed with Army units.
I am
yes,
very
I'm
special.
very fucking familiar.
I'm very special.
You're
Yes.
not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No,
Yes, I
you're-
am.
No.
There's no females in my career field.
If there's no females in your career field, then how were there any trans people that were non-deployable?
Exactly.
So how were
There's
you
not.
training with them if there was no people there?
They weren't.
Exactly, sir. Thank you for proving my point.
You're what?
Sir, exactly. Based off your AFSC, you would not have been training with any of the people, trans people that you were talking about, regardless, that were non-deployable. So therefore, it affected you zero. That's my entire point. Thank you.
Is my career field male only?
You just said it was.
Is it? So what if a male wants to transition to a female?
Did that happen?
Yes, it has.
Oh, and they were TAC Ps?
Yep.
That has not happened. You're a liar.
Nope, because you're not special ops, so you don't understand.
I don't need to be special ops to know that. Sir.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You're conventional, right?
Sir, I don't need to be spec ops anything.
Are you conventional?
Give me their name then and I'll look it up.
Why don't you answer?
Give me their name and I'll look it up.
Are you conventional? Yes or no?
Sir.
You won't answer that question.
I'm not answering shit, sir. Okay? Because what I'm doing doesn't change the fact
You're
that what
conventional.
you're doing is a lie.
You're not special ops.
Sir, I will drop you in 2 seconds, okay?
I know you will, because you're scared.
You know why
You're
I'm gonna drop you?
scared.
No, because
You're
you're
scared.
stolen value.
You're scared.
Okay, because you're stolen valor.
You're scared, dude.
I'm not scared of you. Nobody's
Yes, you
scared of
are.
sir. Sir, nobody is scared of the uniform that you bought at your local
Hey, listen,
military
I'll be
surplus
respect-
store. Okay, nobody is scared of the uniform that you bought at your little military surplus store to lie. Okay, about what career field you did and I know that you're lying. All right, because I know more about your career field than you do, and I'm telling you about it as we do this. I'm literally telling you about your career field as you do it. Okay? You're not special. All right? Notice how I dropped you. Not only am I going to drop you, but thank you for joining in the chat so I can block you also. Okay? Because I know you're lying. All right? There's no trans people who, this is how I know that didn't happen. And here, let me explain to you, okay? I remember back when the Navy SEALs, okay, had their first women that went through and passed all the intro training, right? And actually became like Navy SEALs. It was just mass headline news. I'm pretty sure they weren't allowed to stay in later on. I think it was the SEALs. Was it the SEALs? I don't remember. It was whatever the special force one. And they had like their first 2 women that made it through like the entire pipeline. And it was front page news, dude. Front page news. You couldn't go a single place without reading about it. Right? Couldn't go anywhere. And you're telling me that there was trans people? It was SEALs, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And you're telling me that there's all of a sudden these trans people who are TAC Ps, and all of a sudden nobody heard about it? Just you, just the people in TAC P. First of all, that's insane, okay? But second of all, I don't deal with stolen valor because I actually do. Was it Rangers? It might have been Rangers. It might have been Rangers. I caught myself in the middle of saying it though. I caught myself. I thought I might have been wrong. It was like 10 years ago, wasn't it? God, I'm old. God, I'm old. Tim, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says minimum wage job was stolen by a non-English speaking migrant with no work history. Translates to I don't have a diploma and I also have a shift work ethic and I likely use SNAP, Medicare, and rent assistance. All of those things. All of those things. Not for the last caller. Liquor store. I'm not saying, dude, I corrected myself. Stop whining. Okay, Jesus Christ. I said I might have gotten the Special Forces group wrong. Chill out. Y'all are so excited to be around only men. Sorry. Thank you so much, Tim, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Dude, y'all are so excited to be like, guys, it was men only. That's super sus, dude. That's super sus. We're proudly all men. We're proudly all men. Guys, we're men and we just want to be around all men. Sus, bro. It's super sus. Okay. And yes, it was Rangers. That was on me. It's just super sus to be that proud of it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? It is. It is. Don't tell me it's not. All right. Guys, there was only wieners. I can't believe you tell me that there was anything that wasn't wieners. We were just out there for 6 months, all by our lonesomes, and it got cold at night. Guys, it got so cold. It wasn't for pleasure. It was for warmth. All right? It was for warmth. It was just for warmth. We were trying to survive. Okay? Such a weird thing to be proud of, dude. Such a weird thing to be proud of. And what the heck? And look, dude, I'm about to get like whatever, dude. Like, I think that people should be able to do it as long as they can pass the training, regardless of anything. It's just really weird to be that proud of just being around all dudes. Okay? All right? It's really weird. Ben, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says, stop being a liberal bootlicker. They won't help you. Okay? You know what? That really, really hurts my feelings. Okay? But I think I'm still going to sleep tonight. All right? You know what would really get me? If you sent something really similar, but with like a $20 super chat, I think that would really get me. You know what I'm saying? I think that would really get, I mean, unless you're a broke bitch, you know? But I don't think I'd sleep tonight if you were able to do that. Okay? That's what would really get me. All right? Thank you guys so much for the super chats. We are working down this live gift goal. If you guys would like to support the live gift goal, I really appreciate you. Super chats, pay links in the bio. They're at Polypolitics, just like my name, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. If you like support that way. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. All right? I really do. All of you. Even you liberal bootlickers.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You can hear me?
I can. How old are you?
I'm 22. How old are you?
I am 39. Do you still support Trump?
Do you like 8 inches and thick?
I prefer 9. Too bad you can't help me.
Do you like it big and deep? Do you like...
Sir,
like
again, you haven't even been deep inside your own hand, okay?
Oh, is that...
All right. Anyways. Dude hasn't even hit the index finger before. Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
Mid-40s. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Why is that?
Securing our borders,
All right. How do you do that?
getting rid of the CBP One app.
All right. Who created the CBP One app?
I don't know, but he got rid of it.
Oh. It was Donald Trump, by the way.
Well, I guess he figured out what a mistake that was.
What did the CBP One app do, by the way?
It created a menu option to let you bypass border security.
Incorrect. Want to try again?
It's called Asylum.
It's called Asylum?
You get to bypass. Yeah, you get to bypass border security. You just claim asylum.
No.
And it was an option on the app.
Yeah. What percentage of people that sought asylum were actually granted entry into the United States?
The vast majority. Maybe not citizenship, but entrance into the United States, the vast majority.
39%. 39% were granted entry into the United States under the Biden administration.
That's a big number.
Is that the vast majority?
30. Well, 30. First of all, I don't know the numbers, but let's say
No, I'm
you're
informing
arguing
you of the
based on
numbers,
the
sir. That's what I was saying. It was 39%. Now, of that 39%, right? Of that 39%, how many people were actually granted actual asylum in the United States?
Well, it doesn't matter if they were granted asylum as long as they were granted a hearing.
Why?
If they were granted a hearing and they were granted access to the United States.
And so what?
Which means that they have access to the country and to the finances and to the resources.
To the finances and the resources. What finances and what resources?
Please let me finish my thought. Even if you are correct in your 39% number, then that means that 39% of people that can use an app are given asylum hearings. Imagine 39%
first
of
of
people
all,
that can use an app.
That was not just off of the app. That was off of all asylum hearings. I don't know. I don't think the number exists for the exact amount of people that did it versus the CBP app. But the CBP One app, all it did was allow people to submit their paperwork to be able to grant it asylum, so that all that paperwork didn't have to be processed at the southern border. So what would happen was they would submit all their paperwork. That way it could be reviewed. Their background check could be done. All of those things could happen. And then when they arrived here in the United States, the Border Patrol didn't have to do all of that stuff. So it relieved the burden on the Border Patrol agents from doing all those things that they would have had to do at the southern border anyway, and then allowed them to be granted the access. But they would have been granted the access without the app. It just would have made it harder on border protection.
So the app made it easier for people to claim asylum and enter the country.
Nope. Same process for the people that were seeking asylum, easier for the border protection agents.
Then what do you attribute the massive decline in immigration into this country? Just good luck?
In which year?
Every year since 2024.
Yeah, so there was massive amounts because the reason why that there was a surge made sense, right? So if you look at the destabilization of the Northern Triangle, the buildup after Title 42, those put a huge amount of people that were trying to get into the country, put them all on hold. Then at a certain point, the floodgates were open. They were allowed to come back to the country. That's why you saw a huge increase in asylum seeking. When people were turned away from legal asylum, then that's why you saw an increase in undocumented migration. And sooner or later, that level just faded off. Yeah.
And when you say the floodgates are open, what would you guess is the time frame for that floodgate opening?
I'm sorry. Do you understand what I mean by the floodgates were open?
I'm sorry. Do you not understand the question I asked you?
No, I don't. That's why I'm asking a clarifying question.
Okay.
That's the whole point of a clarifying question.
Floodgates were open. I'm asking you, what year do you think these proverbial floodgates that you mentioned were open?
Yeah, well, the way I'm talking about it would be at the end of Title 42.
Does that have a year attached to it?
Yes. What does that have to do with anything?
Okay. Can you please provide the year that is attached
Sure.
to it?
If you can tell me why I'm answering it, I'll be more than happy.
Why are you dodging a simple question? You're the one who brought
sir.
this up.
It's not this
You
isn't difficult
said
at all.
Floodgates were open. I'm simply asking you for what year You claimed the floodgates were open.
Why is that
Shouldn't be
necessary,
difficult to
sir?
answer for
If you give me the reason, then I would have already given you the answer.
Do you not doubt my good faith? Just you brought up
Yes,
the point. Just
100%
back
I
it
do
up.
not. I doubt it.
I wish you would bring up points that you're willing to back up. It would make you much more good faith.
Sir, what's Title 42?
I don't know.
Okay, that's why I'm not answering your question, because it's ridiculous for me to answer the question of when Title 42 expired if you don't know what Title 42 is.
Okay, explain Title 42.
Okay, perfect. Title 42 was the shutdown of all immigration, legal and illegal. Illegal immigration was always gone. Like, that was never a thing, but all shutdown of legal immigration, including asylum seeking due to COVID. It was instituted under the Trump administration, carried over into the Biden administration.
What was carried over to the Biden administration? I'm sorry, I didn't follow.
Title 42, the shutdown of all legal immigration in the United States.
Okay, but it doesn't affect illegal immigration.
Undocumented immigration in the United States has always been illegal. Well,
Yes,
not
but there's
always, as of the
undocumented-
law in 1970. Actually, prior to that, those laws were actually a little sketchy. And actually, if you look at when most, white Americans came in the United States, or the history of white Americans, there was no such thing as undocumented immigration. So, but anyways, I get your point.
So yeah, that's why I support Trump.
Because something that was illegal under Biden, that's still illegal under Trump, and has been illegal since, for 100 years is still illegal? Or because
No, because
asylum
he got-
seekers, that people that were trying to come to the United States that were blocked by Title 42, which was passed by Congress because of COVID, expired?
Because he got rid of the CBP-1 app.
So he got rid of
Which
the app
had a
that he
massive
created
impact.
that only allowed for legal migration and just made it easier on border protection.
And by getting rid of the app, it canceled all future appointments made on that app. Because I remember
Right,
the
Donald
day
Trump
of
is
the
almost
inauguration.
essentially shut down asylum seeking. So why don't you like documented immigrants coming here?
Because the United States of America has finite resources.
Do we?
Every
What
country in the
resources?
world has
What
finite
resources? Yeah, what resources are asylum seekers taking that's hurting you?
Pick one: eggs, gas, housing.
Eggs, gas, housing.
anything.
Gotcha. Eggs, we have near an unlimited resource of, and the only reason that price went up was because of the avian flu. The only reason your gas prices are so high right now is because Donald Trump started the war with Iran, and housing prices have been a mess since the 2008 housing crash under Bush.
If eggs were unlimited, they'd be free. So they're not nearly unlimited.
Water's
There's a
unlimited.
price
Does
associated
it cost you money to go get water at the gas station?
Water is actually not unlimited. It is also finite. Every
Oh, okay.
resource you can name is finite.
Oh, but can I get it for free?
And when you have to share finite resources with people that don't have a right to be here,
By that,
it
by
increases the cost.
have a
of
right
that
to
for
be there.
everyone.
First of all, by your definition, air is finite. Should we start charging for that too?
This isn't a financial. I'm not talking about what price should be.
We are
associated.
literally having
I'm
a
talking
financial
about
conversation.
finite
That's
resources.
what we're doing.
No, air should not be charged for.
Why
But
not? It's
luckily,
finite.
illegal immigrants can get air.
What gives
because
someone
no
the
one
right
produces
to
it.
be here, sir?
Citizenship.
Citizenship, so only citizens are allowed to be in the United States?
I mean, you can have visitation, but as far as claiming, your place in this country, only citizens.
Okay, what makes you a citizen?
Either the naturalization process or being born
Gotcha.
in this country.
So because you were born
Hopefully they
here,
change that too.
right? But was all of your ancestors born here?
No.
Gotcha. So somewhere down the line, somebody had to immigrate here, and because they immigrated here, now you all of a sudden somehow have some right to something?
Yes.
Oh, so as long as their family immigrates here and have kids here, then they're fine too, right?
As long as it was done legally. or
No, your
predating
ancestors
the
didn't do it
legal
legally. There
terminology?
was no stance for legal or undocumented. They
Of
just
course
showed up,
they
committed
did
a
it legally.
genocide, and then stayed.
So was it illegal?
Is it illegal to commit a genocide? Yes.
Was it illegal to come to this country before there were laws?
There were laws here, sir. You killed all the people that had the laws.
Do you have famous Native American manuscripts that dictate the laws of the land for Native
No,
Americans?
because they were burned by the people, which, by the way, we do have some of those laws. Those still exist. But for the most part, they were burned by the people that were committing the genocide.
Are there humanoid fossils in the United States that predate history?
That predate history?
Yeah, no, there's not, because humans don't come from the United States. Even the Native Americans are immigrants.
Oh, gotcha.
They
So
weren't
they
born
immigrated
here.
here, stayed here. And so therefore it's okay
Correct.
for you guys to come and commit a genocide afterwards.
Are you saying Native Americans didn't commit genocide?
Who did they commit genocide against?
Other tribes.
Oh, they did.
Do you know the history of the Comanche?
I do.
The Comanche wiped out entire tribes because Native Americans committed genocide.
So therefore you think
and
it's okay
rape.
to commit.
And
Yeah.
they-
Well, I mean, so did the British prior to them coming here too, right? So you're saying it's okay because they committed
You
genocide
think
also,
the
right?
British did it prior to Native Americans?
I didn't say whether it was prior or not. Did I give a timeline reference on that? Did I give a chronological
said the
reference on
British-
that?
You did.
I said
You
they
the British
did
it before
also. Wherein that is chronological.
that. You said before then, but it doesn't matter. The point is, it was the law of the land.
Oh, gotcha. So again, I'm going to go back to what I said, sir. You're saying that the right for someone to be here is just based off of who goes and commits a genocide.
And of course not. A genocide today is illegal.
Oh, and it wasn't illegal back
That's
then. You think?
insanity. It was the law of the land.
Oh, gotcha. Do you think that murdering people under any tribe in the United States was legal?
I don't know. It's what the tribes did to the settlers. You should
Oh,
ask them.
gotcha. So gotcha. So they weren't allowed to kill anyone. So therefore the law of the land that was already here was not to be able to kill people. You guys came over here and killed people, again, committing a violating the law of the land. And then therefore you think now you have a claim to something.
No, I
Yes.
think they tried to kill as many settlers as they could, but unfortunately for them, they ran into people who were better at it than they were. And now we control the country.
So that's why literally people that came over as early as like Columbus have literal writings going back to Portugal, going back to Europe saying, oh, these are actually the nicest people ever. They're so naive. They're going to be so easy to take over.
Are you saying the Comanche didn't?
I'm sorry. Did you not hear what I said?
Yes, but to your point,
Okay, cool.
are
So you're saying
the
from the
Comanche
first
didn't
time
exist?
that white people landed on this freaking continent, they specifically said that the people here were easy to take over because they were so nice. And you think because of that, you own something. Sir, let me make this very clear because this is going down a full rabbit hole of just bullshit that I don't want to hear. You aren't deserved anything. Okay? Immigrants are the only reason that the United States exists. Immigrants between the white people that came over here. Let's be very clear. Even the white people that are considered white in this country right now weren't considered white for a long time in Americans. People like the Irish weren't considered white. People like the Polish weren't considered white in the United States. And then, we had the enslaved Africans who weren't given rights at all, even though liberty and justice for all were not given any rights under the Constitution or any of that stuff. Had to be given that later. And then they became citizens. And now you guys have just turned your brain towards people that come from Latin America to be like, oh no, now they're not American, even though for most of the United States and the lines that were drew around, we actually drew it around Mexico. So actually, technically, they have more of a right to be here than anybody else. But now you're saying that people that are seeking asylum don't deserve to have any of the freaking financial benefits or have any of the things that happen in the United States because for some reason, whiteness has been claimed as the only thing that is deserving of rights in the United States. And I'll be completely honest with you, sir, that is fucking disgusting. Okay? It's fucking disgusting to hear. All right, that you think that your whiteness or the fact that your family got here first and did most of the murders first, okay, or were the benefactors of those things, or that y'all's family benefited off of slavery or something, somehow gives you the right. Now, I don't believe that we shouldn't have a border. I believe that we should have a border. I believe that we should be checking people that come in the United States. But the problem is that the way that people are being checked coming in the United States, things like the CBP One app, which were doing background checks, right? Which were giving people hearings, which were giving people the ability to actually do things the right way, have been completely shut off by this administration. There's been over 2.5 million people that were here legally in the United States where that has been overturned by the Trump administration. People who came here under refugee status, people like Haitians, people like Syrians, right? So the whole idea of this, oh, you need to come here the right way, that's bullshit, right? You just don't want brown people here because you believe that your whiteness gives you some type of, claim to this land, and that is the last thing that it gives you.
Holly, you shouldn't assume, sir. Yo no soy blanco. Yo soy hispano. Yo soy Carmelita. English is my second language.
Sir, are Hispanics white or not in this country?
Some are, some aren't.
Hispanics, by the freaking rules, are considered white in this country. Your ability to speak Spanish does not change your whiteness, nor does it change your attitude.
If you think Dominicans,
I don't have to assume a goddamn thing, sir. I know people that are black as shit, okay, that for some reason think that because they were they were enslaved, or because they can trace their history back to some bullshit, that they think for some reason they are prioritized in the United States ahead of people that are coming here from Latin America. I don't give a shit what color your skin is or what fucking language that you speak. This is a nation of fucking immigrants. This is a complete nation of immigrants, and all the fact that you speak Spanish does is show me that you're a ladder puller, that even closer down that timeline that your family came over here, and now you think you're even more deserving of something while you pull the ladder off the fucking fence of all the people that are trying to do exactly what your family did.
I'm not pulling a ladder from anyone, and the United States doesn't grant you anything for being white. This is a meritocracy. It's the greatest country in the world, and you're doing great at your show because you're great at what you do, and you deserve all of it. But it's a meritocracy, and not everyone is granted access into a society that is beneficial for those who benefit it.
I never said everybody should be granted access. Actually, I said the exact opposite.
But being able to claim asylum gets rid of
asylum's just the law, sir.
You have a border security.
Nope, it's just the law. Nope, it's just the law. Just like getting a work visa, just like getting an H-1B visa, just like claiming refugee status for, especially like, all those people that were overturned from all the wars that we fought that helped us throughout wars. It's no different. It is just a legal standing in the United States. And here's the crazy part. Under the Biden administration, they tried to shore up those asylum laws to make it where less people were going to be able to seek access, less people were going to be able to claim it within a court hearing, that we were going to strengthen up the language on it. But y'all didn't want that, right? Y'all wanted to listen to Trump and let him turn over all these things, where now there still is no limit for the amount of people that come to the United States. And once Donald Trump leaves, there's been no law created to actually shore up our asylum seeking in the United States at all, right? So while, again, I agree, right, that we should have a border, I agree that we should have laws, asylum seeking is the law, 8 U.S. Code 1158, okay? And when you're saying that you hope that you deny people, all right, that right under the law, right, just like many other people who are in the United States right now and whose families have come to the United States, right, who have used our legal system in order to gain citizenship or gain, permanent residence or gain any of these things. When you're saying you're against asylum, you are saying you are also against a legal form of immigration to the United States in which people have used in order to gain the rights as Americans. And you're just saying that you're against that.
Are you saying there's no laws you're not against?
There's tons of laws I'm against.
Okay, so it's the same thing as me.
But what you're advocating for is for Donald Trump breaking the law, not changing the law.
I'm not advocating for Donald Trump to break the law. I don't want Donald Trump to break the law. I want laws to protect the citizens of this country.
Well, considering people that seek asylum have full rights, that they have the ability to work, that they have background checks, and that their crime rate is abysmally low, okay? You're not protecting anyone by getting rid of asylum.
You're protecting the citizens of this country. And
no, you're not.
I think it's silly
to
say that the crime rates are much lower for illegal immigrants without looking at
Asylum
the crime
seekers
rates
aren't
in the
illegal
countries they
immigrants,
come from.
sir. They are legal. We are talking about asylum seekers. They are legally here.
For the
Asylum seekers
moment.
are
God
legally
willing, that
here.
will change. Because they checked one of 4 boxes, either being persecuted because of political affiliation or because of sexuality. It bypasses all security you have in this country. If you create a
Incorrect. There's
password that
5
gets you by
reasons.
all of it.
There's 5 reasons, and under those 5 reasons, you still have to have proof when you get here. You don't just get to claim it.
You get to claim it, and then you have to provide the proof in a hearing. A hearing
Incorrect.
that can be
You have
as
to
much as
prove it
10
to the
years
Border
away.
Patrol agent before you're even allowed in for a hearing, and then you have to prove it even more in a hearing. You have to prove it twice.
Do you know what's the burden of proof?
Very low. It would have been
At the
higher
border?
under the Biden administration, like I just said.
So you're saying that immigration was less of a problem during the Biden administration than currently during the Trump administration?
Of course it's not, because of the expiration of Title 42, which we've already done. We've already done this part of the conversation.
Okay. Well, I don't
Because
wanna
of the
keep you
expiration of
if
Title
we're
42.
going in
So we had
circles.
this. Do you remember COVID?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So we had a whole bunch of people showing up at the border to seek asylum, even under Trump's first administration. Okay. I mean, literally 10,000 people, 10,000 encounters a day at certain points under the first Trump administration. Okay. Whole bunch of them.
Okay.
And he had a massive immigration problem. Massive. There's commercials literally where he's on TV being like, oh my God, like I need like to help it. Like all those, like the caravans, all that was all happening under Trump's first administration. Right. And then COVID hit. All right. Due to, again, because we are normally under Title 8 for our immigration policy, we had to go to Title 42 because we didn't want some immigrants to be able to come in and to spread to spread COVID. So that instituted Title 42, which was a complete shutdown. So all those people that were trying to legally get here all just piled up at the border, right? Years of people just piling up at the border. And then all of a sudden, Title 42 expired. Biden didn't end Title 42. Title 42 just expired. Okay. Then all of those people who had been backed up for years trying to legally get in the United States, all of a sudden they can apply now. Now they can try to get in. Now they can try to sneak in, right? In order to seek asylum, because if you sneak in and you get asylum, you can still do that. Right? So all of these people that have been waiting for years and years and years, now all of a sudden floodgates open because of the expiration of a Trump policy that Biden couldn't do anything about. Okay. I mean, I guess he could have extended it, but under what reasons? The spread of the vaccine wasn't happening.
He could have extended it.
Yeah. Under what reason? Under what reason?
Benefit to the nation.
There is no Title 42 isn't for benefit of the nation. Title 42 was for the spread of COVID. In 2023, when Title 42 expired, was there a significant spread of COVID that would have allowed him to extend it?
He could extend it.
No, I'm sorry. You're not answering my question. Sir, Title 42 is a pandemic response. Yes. It is to stop the spread of disease. By the time that it freaking got to 2023, what reason would he have had to be to do it?
He's the president of the United States.
The president of the United States is not a fucking king.
I understand, but
then what reason would he had to have done it for a policy that was there to stop the spread of COVID?
He could have simply said because COVID
oh my God. All right, sorry. This is what I'm saying. You're just being completely obtuse for no reason. He had no reason. The Supreme Court said he could not extend it. The conservative Supreme Court said he could not extend it because he had no reason to extend it. Okay? There was no ability to it. Sir, it's funny how you just told me like 10 minutes ago in this conversation that you did not know what Title 42 is, and now you are arguing that Biden could have extended it. 10 minutes ago, you said you had no idea what Title 42 even was. And now all of a sudden you're telling me all the reasons why he could have extended it. How can you claim to me that you don't know what something is 10 minutes ago and now explain to me how it was so important that he extended and how he had all of this right to do so?
You asked me about a specific title, Title 42. I wasn't aware. But now we're speaking about titles in general. Are you saying that I'm wrong and that Biden could not extend it?
Correct. Not only would Congress have to extend it, but the Supreme Court said they couldn't. Because we have
And how did
3
this get to the Supreme
co-equal
Court?
branches of government.
Yes, judicial, executive, and legislative. But how did this get to the Supreme Court that they had to put a ruling on Title 42 and Biden extending it? This is news to me. This is legal news that this made it to the Supreme
I can
Court.
pull it up. But, sir, of course it's legal news to you, sir. You didn't know it existed a second ago. All of this is news to you, sir. All this entire conversation is news to you. Okay? Like, sir, Title 42 is a Title 42 is a law. It's a law. Okay? Law. Who creates law?
The legislative branch.
Okay, so not the president.
No, not the executive branch.
Okay, so
But
why
the law
are we
was
talking
already
about Biden?
created, so all he had to do was extend it. He's not creating it, he's extending it. He's just pushing the deadline further down.
So what you think has happened is the legislative branch makes a law with an expiration date, and the executive branch can just extend that law indefinitely just because he wants to?
Well, it doesn't have to be indefinitely.
Indefinitely means until he changes his mind.
It could have been extended, and it probably should have. And thankfully, Trump has done something
It should not
which basically
Because again,
equals
you can't give me a
what
reason
Title
for it.
42 was. I can't give you a reason for extending Title 42.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to give you one, but you can't get mad.
I'm not gonna get mad if I'm
Because
gonna call it
COVID still
stupid if it's
exists.
stupid.
COVID still exists. There you go. You can extend it all
Was
you want now.
was the spread of COVID a detriment to the United States in 2023?
Do you think the spread of COVID is not a detriment to the United States today?
At a
What
mass
disease
scale,
is
no.
not a threat to the United States.
At mass scale, no, it's not.
Okay, but legally, could you have used that as a reason to extend Title 42?
See,
I don't think you can argue this point. I don't know why
by the
you're
way,
doing
I have
this.
by the way, I have SCOTUS blog up here where Title 42 was dismissed by the Supreme Court. Let me be very clear. I have that up on the screen just so everyone else can see it. Sir, this is the problem. This is the problem with people that have been in Trump brain too long. Okay? That y'all have gotten so used to trying to find every little tiny loophole in every single tiny little law in order to try to make a fucking case to do something that is otherwise illegal. Okay? That's what you
But
guys
it's
have
not
done. You guys
illegal.
have gotten to the point, okay, where you guys are like, oh, well, he could have said that people still get the flu, so he could have extended Title 42 because of the flu. Sir, the
which would have
reason
been
why
legal.
Title 42 was implemented because COVID was an extreme detriment to the United States. It was an extreme detriment to every single country, especially at a time when we didn't know where it was coming from and who was bringing in a lot of the cases. Okay, and for you to just be like, oh, well, it still exists someplace, so stop it, dude. You guys are trying so hard to stop. And again, let me be very clear. Title 42 only affected legal migrants. Your entire argument is just solely based off of you not liking illegal migrants. Can you please explain to me, please, how you stopping legal migrants is helpful for the United States? Okay, they create jobs, they add to the GDP, they pay into Social Security, they pay into our tax system. We're literally at a deficit for job creation, especially things like construction jobs and everything else, right? So please explain to me how not having legal migrants here helps anything. They have lower crime rates than American citizens. Please.
I think you and me could come to agreement if we remove asylum. Legal migrants, excluding asylum seekers, are a benefit to this country. God bless them, and we need as many of them as we can get.
Gotcha. So when an asylum-seeking migrant creates jobs for Americans, fuck them. But when a non-asylum seeking, migrant creates jobs, then that's good.
No, I don't know why you would bring up such a ridiculous analogy.
That's what you're saying. When migrants pay taxes, when migrants create jobs, when legal migrants create jobs, when they pay taxes, when they pay into Social Security, when they're a net positive to the United States, right? When they're a net positive.
Correct.
Trillions of dollars. $14 trillion, right? According to the Kiel Institute. That's only migrants that are not asylum seekers, right?
No, sir. What I'm saying is that for legal migrants to come to this country, there's a process they have to go through, which gives them a very high percentage of being a net benefit to this country. Whereas asylum seekers don't go through a process that shows that there's a high percentage that they'll be a net benefit. And in fact, they can probably are a net negative.
Cool. Prove
so
that.
you lose more for the country.
Prove that.
I can't prove it.
I know you can't prove it because every single study, Pew Research Center, Council for Immigration Studies, Kiel Institute, you fucking name it, every single study just says that you're wrong. Every single study that exists, every singular study that fucking exists, every singular study that exists shows that you're wrong. Okay, it shows that legal migrants, and it not even just legal migrants, it even shows that undocumented migrants in the United States are net positives to this country. Okay, its status does not matter.
Then why isn't their country succeeding? If these people are so great at what they do and such a benefit to society, why is their society
all sorts of reasons? Some people don't come here because they hated their country. Some people come here because their religion doesn't allow them to be in their country. Some people come here because their sexual orientation doesn't allow them to be part of their country. Where there's gang violence in a certain area that doesn't allow them to be a successful member of society. We have people coming over here that are doctors, that are lawyers, that are engineers, that are from all sorts of places, that are coming over here under asylum, that are coming over here under undocumented status. We have people from all sorts of things. A lot of them have to come to this country because their entire country is completely destroyed because the United States went down there and completely fucked up their country by doing a coup or whatever they had to do. Speaking of like Honduras or Guatemala or Panama or any of the other countries the United States has gone and fucked up over the last 5-6 decades. All right, that has completely destroyed their country in the fight against communism. Right, putting in people that completely destroy their country. The United States could literally just leech off their country, giving them no opportunities to be able to do anything. Right, we don't know what a lot of these countries even would have been like. Right, had we not interfered. But now that we've interfered and we've fucked up their country so bad, right? Then what else are we supposed? Now you're saying that we're gonna fuck up your country, and also as bad as your country is screwed up, we're not gonna allow you to freaking come seek asylum. Hell, the whole reason that we're at war with Iran is because the United States and the UK decided to go interfere with Iran 60 years ago. Okay, we fuck up every fucking country that we fucking go to. Right, we fuck up every single one. And then we're mad when those countries are destabilized.
I've already established that I agree with you that legal immigration outside of asylum seekers. I've already established that I believe in a meritocracy. We can use as many lawyers and doctors and professionals, more than anything, entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are the heart of this great country. But a lot of these people are none of those things. And they shouldn't be granted access to this country or what it offers people because it's a detriment to the citizens of this nation.
How about I have a better idea? How about we train our own doctors and lawyers and engineers, and we bring in other people that actually need to be here so that they can do things like construction or like plumbing or electricians? How about we bring in all the other people that do all of those extra trades, and then we actually train American citizens to get the high paying jobs instead of what we're doing right now, which is actually bringing in people on H-1B visas to do all of those jobs while people in the United States are actually stuck working at Dollar General like my previous caller.
But I believe H-1B visas, now don't they have a $100,000 fee associated to it?
Now they do, thanks to Trump.
Amen. Is that not a good thing?
No, it's not, because now we don't have the amount of Americans that are already doing those jobs. So we just lost years and years and years of freaking professional experience. We don't have the people to actually train any of our new people. So now we put ourselves at a detriment. But that's not even the point. Not even the point, sir. What you're saying is we need to bring in more educated people from other countries so that in the United States, the people born in the United States stay less educated. That's what you're arguing for. And I'm arguing for the fact that we should bring in people that can do like a lot of the jobs that Americans obviously have shown that they either don't have the capacity to do or don't have the will to do. All right. Nor are they in areas that Americans want to live in. And then we can actually train people in the United States to do a whole bunch of stuff, other stuff. But it sounds like you just want all the good paying jobs to go to immigrants. You must be a big Elon Musk fan.
I am a big Elon Musk fan.
Yeah, it makes sense. Immigrants coming to the United States and doing all the jobs that Americans can't do.
outside of that, your caller that had called from Dollar General, do you think he's more likely to be a doctor, or do you think he's more likely to be a plumber?
I think he was a troll. I don't think he has anything to do with anything.
Let's assume he exists, because he definitely exists somewhere in this country. Do you think that person is more likely to be a doctor?
That person
or
does
more
not
likely to
exist
be a
in this
plumber?
country because big companies like Family Dollar don't hire undocumented immigrants. Where you see a lot of your undocumented
Okay,
immigrants
do
is
you
things like the
think the
construction
average
industry, the
American,
agricultural industry.
the
You see them in
average,
you see them in the
average
factory industry. You
American
don't
is
see them.
more likely to be a doctor? Do you think the average American is more likely to be a doctor or a plumber?
The average American is more likely to be a plumber.
So we should have training programs for plumbers and
Why
trades,
is
not
the
for
average
doctors
American
and
more
lawyers,
likely to be a plumber than a doctor?
because it doesn't require as much skill.
Because American education system is fucked up.
What
Because
country
our
do you think
entire
the average
because your
citizen?
entire ability to be a doctor is whether your family has enough money in order to put you through doctor school, or whether
No,
you can possibly get
no,
a
sir.
grant or a loan or something to be able to do that. There's a lot of people out there that are probably plumbers that actually probably have the capacity to be doctors and aren't allowed to due
I
to
agree.
the United States education system and how fucked up it is. Yeah.
Not
See, this
because of
doesn't
the not because of
this
the
doesn't
education
happen in
system.
Europe, sir. It doesn't happen. Doesn't happen in India. Doesn't happen in China. This is why we have to get so many of our doctors from countries like that, because they find their smartest people and they put them through the education programs that fit their intellectual level instead of the other way around, not based off of money.
Because this country has freedom, and we don't put people
It's
in
not
anything.
freedom. That's
You're free to
that's
be or learn
chains. What are you
whatever
talking
you
about?
want.
That's not freedom. That's chains, bro. You don't know what fucking freedom is. That's chains, dude. That is chains
What,
to
what
say that the smartest people in our country are not doctors. It's just the people with enough money to put themselves through medical school. That's not freedom. Are you kidding me? Freedom would be anybody who
neither of
actually has
those
the
things.
intellectual capacity and the ability to be a doctor is a doctor that wants to be a doctor. That's freedom. Freedom is saying, hey, if you have the intellectual capacity and the ability to be an engineer or a lawyer or a fucking astronaut, that you have the ability to pursue that regardless of the economic situation in which you grew up in. The United States is not that. It is completely based off of how much money that you have, and that is based off of all sorts of things, including, like everything from influence to your whiteness, redlining, all sorts of things in the United States.
Did you come from money, Polly?
No.
I consider you to be a successful individual.
Okay.
Did race not hold you back?
Did race not hold me
Would
back?
you have been more?
Race
Would you have been
holds me
more
back every
successful
day.
today?
Race holds me back every day.
So you think you would be more successful today, albeit for your race?
You think I'd be more successful today? Do I think I'd be more successful today if I was white? Absolutely.
Agree to disagree.
You can agree to disagree all you want.
That,
You can agree to disagree all you want. Look at look like right now I am on TikTok, I am on YouTube. Look at the most successful left-wing social media creators out there right now. What do they all have in common?
okay, but Polly, that says something
They're
about the left,
all
not about
white
the right.
men. They are
Blame the left.
all white men. Every
And who's
single
their audience?
fucking, including the people that I listen to. Including the people that I listen to. Okay, and I'm not saying they're bad guys. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not saying that I disagree with them. I'm not saying any of that stuff. Okay, but when I put my black face on camera, the algorithm that was written by a bunch of white guys, okay, has an automatic bias against my black ass, okay, for when it pushes and who it pushes and what it does. Okay, while there are people doing exactly what I'm doing, and some of them not as well, some of them better than me. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm not trying to claim that. Okay, well, people do it better than me, and some people do it worse than me. What I'm saying is I watch people all the time that do this that do this so much worse than me. They don't have the training, they don't have the life skills, they don't have any of that stuff, and I watch them all the time be more successful than me. And that's not even me blaming. That's not even me like I'm not trying to make an excuse here. Right? I work my ass off I work my ass off at like freaking I work my ass off every single day. I try to keep the lights on. I keep things moving. I keep all that sort of stuff. That's not me complaining. Okay, but it is a fact that shit, dude. It wasn't even that long ago. What, it was a couple years ago, where everybody on TikTok literally gave up TikTok gifting because in support of the BIPOC community, because there was a recognition by all creators that this app leans towards white people. It's not even a hidden thing, dude. So, and again, this is not using it as an excuse. This is not saying, oh, I'd have 10 million followers. Okay. If not, I'm not saying that at all. Okay. I'm saying that it is a proven fact that these things lean towards that. What?
But there are, well, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole we don't have to go. But there are plenty of black leftist content creators that are doing phenomenal.
Of course there are. Of course there are.
And I would say,
I'll tell you right now, like, sir, because see, and this is where racism gets you. Okay, this is where racism gets you. Okay, it allows you to go, wait, I know a black content creator, so therefore the entire thing that you're saying is wrong. I know tons of them. Okay, I know most of them, I think, at this point. I'll give you, I watch Isaiah Martin. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. Okay, I really do. I watch him on CNN. No, shush. This is my turn.
Go ahead.
I watch him on CNN and I'm like, go get him, motherfucker. Like, go freaking knock him out, dude. Okay, but that doesn't change the fact that the overwhelming majority, okay, that does not exist for. Okay, the overwhelming majority that doesn't exist for. Okay, if I see a country, right, that is a certain percentage, black, right, and then I watch a Democratic Party who is supposed to be, right, the party of inclusion, and then I see that the people with the highest numbers of views, the highest numbers of likes, the highest numbers of impressions on places like YouTube, they're not black, they're not women, they're not brown, they don't come from any of these spots. They're not. That's not coincidence, dude. That's not coincidence. It should meet the level of the amount of people should meet the threshold that at least meets or crosses the population variance in which it exists within, and it doesn't. Okay, it absolutely doesn't. Right? Like I tell you all the time. Like as you guys very well know, that my girlfriend is a creator on here, and you'll see it. You see the numbers. She's not better than me or worse than me or anything like that. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But you see that women creators have a worse time building up platforms on these things. It just happens. It just happens. So, and again, this is not me and I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have. Saying that there's a recognition of a problem doesn't mean that you're blaming everything on that problem. Right? Me saying, like, I don't talk about this worth a shit. I don't ever talk about this on live. Right? I actually try to stay away from it because I don't think it's helpful for me trying to build. Right? I don't think it's a helpful thing. I don't talk about it. All right? But recognizing that I have to just push like a little bit harder and I have to just go look for, like, it's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, it's just the country that we live in, and maybe it's because the algorithm was just built a little bit a certain way that way. Maybe it's because people enjoy watching people that are in more of a common skin tone of what they are. There's tons of reasons. Okay, and that doesn't mean that great black creators don't exist. Like I said, I'm a big Isaiah Martin fan. We don't agree on everything, but I'm a big fan. Right, like huge fan. Right. And again, like, a lot of these white guys, it's not that I'm not a fan. I am. I listen to them. I think they're great. Right. But there should be more women representation. There should be more black representation. And it's not even for lack of trying. That's the crazy part. People try to push those voices and just the numbers never match. And it's crazy how that works. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how even with all of that push, it doesn't work. Anyways.
Wait, please, respectfully, in good faith, may I just challenge just a little bit? Respectfully and in good faith.
You're gonna challenge my feelings on race? I mean, good luck, brother.
With your permission. Paulie, which
Sure,
country
I'm
on
intrigued.
Earth,
Let's sure, why not?
which country on Earth has the most black billionaires?
Probably, I don't know which country. Probably the United States.
I think you do know. So isn't it disingenuous to say that this is a racist country if it
What
has
percentage
the most
of
black billionaires on the
what
face of the
percentage
earth?
of billionaires in the United States are black?
I don't know. Do you have that figure?
What percentage of billionaires in the US are black? Less than 1%.
Okay, what country? I mean, because you could go to Nigeria. Nigeria has plenty of
The
black
US
billionaires, and they're gonna
population
be
of
more
black
than
people is
1%.
between 13.5 and 15.4%.
Okay, here's a better question. What percentage of people are billionaires? And if it's less than black billionaires, then they're overrepresented.
That's not how that math works.
I'm pretty sure it does. But regardless, there's no greater country for a black person to become a
Yeah.
billionaire.
And you know how
than the
many
United
let's
States of
see, hold
America.
on. Let's see. 100% of all billionaires in Nigeria are black.
Yeah, of course, because it's Nigeria.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure 100% of billionaires in Sweden are white. That's not to say that either country's racist.
So you mean that their billionaire population matches the population of the constituents in that population?
Well, when you get above,
so what you're saying
80%,
is
you
Sweden, that
represent-
is what, probably 98% white, has 98% and 100% of their billionaires are white, and Nigeria, which is probably 98% black, has 100% of their billionaires are black. So you're saying that their population matches their billionaire stats? That checks. So why don't ours?
I don't know. Are you saying that
racism? Anyways,
it's fair to take up whatever percentage
racism
of the billionaire status?
Yeah, I wish I had like a little animation of like a rainbow when I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but if racism, then why any black billionaires?
What? Sir, it seems like
If
you have a very
racism-
large lack of understanding of how racism works. Okay, and
Well, I
again, I
believe
don't like
you would
making my
argue-
entire life about racism. I really don't. But it seems like you think, right? We're in a situation. If you look back 100 years ago, when the United States was more, was even more racist than it is now, then there was probably zero people that were in the top 1% that was black, or maybe one. And now we've improved, right? The country has become less racist. Cool. Less racist isn't not racist. It's just less racist.
Okay, of the top 20 economies in the world, which is the only one to have a black leader? The top 20 economies on Earth.
Sir, how many of those top 20 freaking, how many of them have a percentage of black people in their country higher than 3%?
I don't know. But
it's
only
zero, because you're going to name
top 20
China,
on
which
Earth.
has a percentage of black people of like less than 2%.
I'm giving you 20 countries, Paulie. I'm giving you 20
How many of them have
countries,
had women? How
And
many of them
only-
have had women leaders?
I don't know, but I can tell you that as far as a black leader, the only
No, you're
one
looking it
in
up.
the
How
United-
many have had women leaders?
I'm not looking it up. I'm not looking any of this up. I just know this stuff.
You just know this stuff? You just are so concentrated on race that you just know this stuff?
I'm a curious person, man. I study lots of topics. I don't know what that says
Weird
about
thing
me.
to be curious about, but that's okay. Sir, it is not surprising to me that China has never had a black leader.
I would agree.
Okay?
I'll be honest
Because
with
you know what,
countries make up-
China's built off of?
No, Paulie, I don't.
Chinese
So what's your
people.
point?
Yeah, you know what Americans are built off of?
Americans. We're not a
Correct.
people. We're an ideology.
Americans. And what was Barack Obama?
And an American. And so's Tyler Perry, and so's Oprah Winfrey, and so's LeBron James, and so's many black billionaires that are
Yeah,
great
and
Americans.
who writes LeBron James's paycheck, and who writes Oprah Winfrey's paycheck, and who writes Tyler Perry's paycheck?
Many people do.
White people.
You think
White
Tyler
people
Perry's a
write their
billionaire because white
paychecks,
people?
sir. White people, maybe not Oprah anymore. Maybe Oprah probably writes her own paycheck at this point. But LeBron James gets paid by now the Philadelphia 76ers, who's owned by a white dude. He was owned by, they were owned by the Lakers before, white dude. Tyler Perry's whoever freaking whatever studio what is making the movie, some white dude. Like it's just it, dude. You're again. This is how racism manifests. Okay.
By creating billionaires, racism manifests by creating black billionaires.
Sir, those black billionaires existed despite the racism, not because it doesn't exist.
I think
Yeah,
you wouldn't say that to
those
18-year-old
billionaires
LeBron
exist.
James.
Those billionaires exist through the racism. Okay, that's
No,
what
they
you
exist
don't
because
seem to
of the
understand.
merit.
Do you understand how white privilege works?
I don't believe in white privilege.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you believe in it; it exists regardless.
Based on your opinion, sure.
Let me explain white privilege to you, okay? White privilege doesn't mean that your life isn't gonna suck because you're white. Or it doesn't suck even though you're white. Okay, it doesn't mean that you can't be white and have a shitty life. Okay.
Okay.
It just means your life doesn't suck because you're white. Okay. It means that you're not held back because of your race. It doesn't mean that your race is going to give you a good life. Okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have to work hard. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have to do X, Y, and Z, or that your wife's not going to leave you, or you're not going to have to work roofing someplace. It doesn't mean that because you're white that doesn't exist. Okay. It doesn't mean any of those things. It means that your whiteness is not a barrier to anything. Okay, that is what white privilege is. All right? When you're black, your blackness is a barrier to things in the United States. Okay? It is a barrier to things. It doesn't mean that you can't get past those barriers. It doesn't mean you can't bust straight through those fucking barriers. It doesn't mean that you can't jump over those barriers. It just means that the barriers exist. Okay? So when you're just saying, oh, look, there's a guy, there's LeBron James who just happened to be born at fucking, what is he, 6'7", 250 pounds with a gift of basketball, just because he exists, okay, then racism doesn't exist. No. Okay, he fought through the barriers of racism in order to be where he's at. Oprah fought through the barriers of racism to be where she's at. Tyler Perry fought through the barriers of racism to be where he's at. If you're white, you don't have those barriers. If your life sucks, if you suck at life, if your life is a failure, that's just because you suck. Okay? And there's a whole bunch of barriers. There's economic barriers in the United States. There's rampant misogyny in the United States, right? There's a reason that there's still a gender pay gap in the United States. There's a reason, that you don't see, top, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies that are women at the rate near that it should be. Let's also be clear, women still represent over 50% of the population. They're incredibly underrepresented, right? In board seats and in CEO ownership or company ownership, they're still incredibly underrepresented also. Okay, but what I'm saying is like there's you're just not having to fight past those barriers. And for some reason, people think that like when people talk about like things like white privilege, that it's like a oh, you had an advantage. No, you just didn't have the barriers, dude. That's all it means. You didn't have the barriers. Okay, you probably
I
weren't
would
followed
argue the only
around
barrier
retail
that
stores
exists in this
because you were
country.
brown. You probably weren't pulled over for suspicion of drugs, in your car because you were brown. Okay, you probably none of those things happened to you. Your family probably wasn't redlined into school districts that were underfunded, or redlined into housing districts that didn't allow for investment for your family to build generational wealth. Okay, you just weren't redlined into those things. It doesn't mean you didn't live in the shitty district. It just means you weren't forced into them.
Holly, the only barrier in this country is skill. No one is more racist than they are
Bullshit.
greedy.
Bullshit.
Do you know?
Shut the
Can you
fuck
name
up.
me
No,
people that have
bullshit.
incredible
Please
skill
tell me,
sets?
please tell
And
me, please tell me, please tell me what makes a white man more skilled at being a pilot.
oh, absolutely nothing.
Then why are over 95% of pilots in the United States white men?
I don't know. They're the ones
Because it's
passing the test.
not about skill, it's about opportunity. It's not about skill, it's about opportunity. Okay? And it's because
What opportunity
women
do
and black
people
people in
not
the United
have?
States were not given the opportunity to compete
Oh,
in
that's
those
not
jobs.
true.
And because they weren't given the opportunity, they were never given the ability, okay, to show their skill. Okay? They could be some of the most skilled pilots that ever existed. They were never given their ability to show their skill because they were never given the opportunity.
All they have to do is go to flight school. There's nothing
All they have to
stopping
do is
you
go to
or
flight
any
school.
black
Do they
person.
have the finances to be able to go to flight school? How much does flight school
There are
cost?
grants. There are scholarships.
Oh, there are grants and
This country
scholarships.
provides
But that's
you
actually funny
methods.
because when United tried to give make it where their next class was 50% either black or women in their flight schools. Okay,
I'm completely against that. I'm completely against that.
you're completely
That's not
against
meritocracy.
grants for training people.
No, I'm completely against.
No. You
forcing a
just
certain
said
percentage.
there are grants. They tried to give grants to black people and women who you just specifically said, due to their race, had no difference in their ability to learn the skill.
That's bad faith. I didn't say that. You're
Exactly.
being bad
And
faith.
there you go. And see, and this is the racism that I'm talking about. Okay? This
No,
is the
sir.
racism that
Give
I'm
it to
talking
the
about.
best
That this
candidate.
same guy, nope, shh. This is the racism that I'm talking about. Okay? He said, oh, it's just based off of skill. Okay, cool. Then there's no opportunity for them to get the skill. Hey, there was this time when people tried to give them the opportunity in order to gain this skill. And this person immediately says, what? I'm against that. I am against black people. I am against women getting the opportunity.
I am against forced percentage. Please don't
Shut the fuck up and get off my live. You are against the opportunity for black people and women to gain the skills in order to do the job. Thank you for proving my entire fucking point. My entire fucking point was that when given the opportunities, thank you for cutting me off and saying it. The entire point was that when they were given the opportunities, white people do everything in their power to stop those opportunities from coming to fruition. Every single step of the way. Because it's a threat to them. All right? Because it's a threat to them. Because they have lived so long in their mediocrity. They have been able to be just white and men in their own mediocrity, being nothing special. And they've been able to succeed and go further in life due to that, just that anytime that women, anytime that black people, that or Latinos, or in certain circumstances, or immigrants in certain circumstances, try to come in there and just do the job better than them, that they will do everything in their power to stop from losing their ability to be mediocre and average and succeed. There is nothing stopping a single person in the United States that doesn't have like severe motion sickness like me or some shit, right? From being a pilot. Nothing. All right. Nothing. Nothing except for people specifically trying to stop it. Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you guys are new to the live, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. If you guys like support the live, I thank you so much for Diva. Thank you so much for the Corgi and for the Galaxy and all the stuff over there. I really appreciate that. Diva Talks over there. Great creator. If you don't follow her, you definitely should. Captain Obvious, thank you so much for the $5. Says, as a brown bilingual firstborn American citizen of a hardworking immigrant parents, what a disappointment. Yeah. What a disappointment. I completely agree. I couldn't agree more, Captain Obvious. Thank you so much. That means. And Tish said, pray for Spokane. Absolutely. Keep Spokane in your hearts and prayers and your thoughts, or whatever, whatever you abide by, wherever you send your good karma to. And Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Said another threat is disabled. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. Mark thinks that, God, I love you, Polly. Thank you so much, Mark. Oh, and that was fun. I haven't gotten to get into I said Spokane, didn't I not? Did I say Spokane? I meant Spokane. God, I haven't gotten to get into that conversation in a while. That was actually really fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah, but I am gonna get off because I told Ario I was gonna be on for like an hour, and I've been on for like over 2. So I'll be back on. I'll probably get back on tomorrow. If y'all could do me a huge favor, if you guys just happen to see any of my videos that come across your feed anywhere, wherever you're at, can you guys just watch it, leave a comment, repost it, save it, do all of those things for my videos? I would really, really appreciate it. Even if you only kind of like them, okay? Hook it up. I really appreciate that. Sarah, thank you so much for the 5 over on Cash App too. I really appreciate that. If you guys do me that favor, that would really, really mean a lot to me. And thank you guys so much. If you see them on your browse screen or in your feed. And I will see you guys later, all right? You guys have a wonderful evening. Love y'all. Bye.